everyone, it's G here from Golden Thread Tarot, and today, you lovelies, I just want to do a let's chat, okay? I kind of want to do something a little less formal for this full moon energy, because this full moon energy, as you guys know, is a full moon in Libra. I am a Libra, so it's got me in my feels about some things, and I had a whole, do you guys find yourself doing that? That's how I always know I need to do a let's chat, because I'll be like walking around my house just talking about stuff to myself. When it's what I'm doing, I realize is that I'm like channeling. And so spirit will download like a whole conversation that I need to have with you guys into my mind, and I'll just be having it out loud. And then I'll realize like I need to record this. But that was this morning before I went to work. So now I just want to I just did a reading, and it was a reading that was, this familiar energy that we've all been dealing with, this karmic energy, not the low vibrational, pulling on you narcissist karmic, but the karmic that came into your life. Well, they could have been that person, but we're getting more into the stage right now where it's more about us trying to focus more on ourselves and less on what the karmic did, right? Whether or not, because when we're going through this process, right, we acknowledge on this channel, right, that karmics come into our life for a very specific reason. There's a lesson that we're not learning. So this person is kind of like a manifested embodiment, the physical embodiment of the karmic lesson that we need to learn, right? And I feel like, at least for me, and for those of you who are resonating with this, it's about really dealing with a lot of abandonment issues, a lot of self-worth issues, right? Dealing with a lot of that childhood and, adolescent, adult, mid-age, whatever the trauma was given to you, right? It's that, oop, there it comes. Sorry, excuse me. It's that energy of seeking validations through other people, right? That energy of, I'm not good enough, so I need to seek my worth and I need to seek my validation through other people. So the other day, a friend of mine and I, we're talking, and we were just talking about, dating and things like that and how everything is going. And I was talking to her about reflections that I've been doing. Me and her talk a lot about our childhood, because a lot of things about her and my childhood mirror each other. Things that we went through, things that we experienced. I mean, we've known each other since we were in like 7th grade, 8th grade. So we've been around each other growing up around each other for a long time. And I was telling her that I mentioned something about, talking to my younger self. And she was like, oh, girl, this right here, And she was like, well, I would do this, and I would say this, and I would say that. And we were talking a lot about how our childhood and things that we went through in our childhood really made us have a very certain view on romantic relationships in our life. And about how I was saying about how I think that we replaced certain type of things that we feel like that we were lacking in our childhood and place those things onto our partners, like onto the people that we dated. Because she was saying that she feels like more like herself, more confident in the person that she is, more confident and knowing who she is now. And she's just like, I wish that I had known that back then. And I was like, I don't think in the psychological state that we were in that we would have been able to handle that. Because just like your body has like a homeostasis when it comes to like your physical regulations of your body, it's like it has like normal, chemical balance, temperature, things like that keep your body functioning physically. Mentally, you have a set point of anxiety, and of the types of people that you have in your life, right? What energy you put onto other people and what energy you expect to get from other people as far as, emotional relationships go. And I was telling her that I feel like, because, turn this back around, because I felt like we put those things onto our partners and onto our romantic relationships, it is not until now at our stage in our life, and we're both in our 30s, that we feel like we can really actually create that safe space for us to really get to know ourselves and get to know who we really are. Because at when we were developing as children, we didn't feel like we psychologically and mentally had those safe spaces to get that validation from our parents. You're strong, you're smart, you're capable, you can do it. And when you get that validation from your parents, which is completely normal, right? At that age, you have that external validation and you feel kind of supported in that way. So you can go inside. You feel supported and taken care of on the outside, externally. So you feel like you have the room emotionally to go inside internally and develop yourself and find that self-worth within yourself, because you have those people in your life telling you, you can do it. I support you. I'm here for you. If you fall, if you fail, it's okay. It's okay. I still love you. It's okay. You can still make it. I still believe in you, And when you don't have that, you search for that, right? And it's completely natural to search for that in your parents or with people, in your early developmental stages. But if you feel like you don't have that to the extent that you need it, you start developing unhealthy attachment styles as you grow to your romantic partners. Because in a way, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but it's very Freudian in the way that I see it, right? Where it's like our parents are the first examples of what a family unit is, of what love is, and that develops for us into romantic love with our partner, right? So the paternal love that we get from our parents develops over time to represent the type of romantic love that we should expect out of our partners. And then so if you have this serious just gap that you did not get in your childhood for that development, you search for that external validation in your friends and in your work and your partners, and you develop those unhealthy attachment styles. And I told her that she was wishing that she had felt a lot more secure in herself. And I told her that, she was like, that just makes so much sense to me, the way you just put that. And I was just like, yeah, to me it does too, right? Like, and I was kind of, that's why I love our relationship, because we can just start having these conversations and it'll just start coming and naturally flowing. And, she'll say something brilliant and then I'll say something that we're both just like, or at least to us, we're just like, wow, does that click so much with each other. That's why we're really close the way that we are, because, we provide that kind of development for each other psychologically, especially around our childhood, right? Especially around our emotional development. And in a way, she is that kind of karmic relationship that I have, friendship that I have, because we mirrored that so closely in each other. And I feel definitely that's why, we're in each other's lives. One of the many reasons, but and I feel like I was saying earlier, that it just really ties into the energy, that this full moon in Libra is bringing up for a lot of people. Because the reading that I mentioned earlier, I just recorded a reading and it came up, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do a let's talk, because I just feel like this is a whole subject that needs to be discussed here on the channel in the collective. For me personally, I feel like that subject in particular and having a lot more gentle love for yourself when you are seeing yourself go through that process, when you are seeing yourself through that process, excuse me, when you are reflecting on, like any full moon comes up, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? Right? And to see that it is time now to let go of the pressure and to let go of the fear and the guilt, because it's such an intense process, right? It's, oh, it's my ego, and it's, no, it's that person's fault, and it's that person's fault, it's my ex's fault, it's my ex's fault, or, this person that lied or cheated or whatever they did. And then, you go a little bit further back and it's, no, it's my parents' fault. No, it's my parents' fault. And then for me personally, it kind of switched back and forth to, no, it's my fault. No, it's my fault. Then back to my parents, then back to other people, then back to me, you know, um, kind of that back and forth energy, kind of weighing things out, being like, it's a little bit of all of it, right? And it's not necessarily the fault. It's more just like an explanation, more so than pointing the fingers. It has kind of meandered its way, you know, into being much more about forgiveness. Because for me personally, I'm so much harder on myself than I am on other people. I will forgive other people way before I will forgive myself for doing things. And I wasn't aware of how deep, that, because it ties into a lot of, the self-worth issues and the insecurities that we all naturally have, that were really kind of highlighted for me. And I felt like this karmic energy that we've been speaking on, and it's a different person energy. It comes from a different source for a lot of people. With some people it was a job, with some people it was a romantic relationship, with some people it was a friendship, family members, whoever it was, maybe a little all of it, that you had these unhealthy attachments to, you know and I feel like a new part of the journey is coming up for us now, right? We know that forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for them is a thing. And it's always a big thing to do for a full moon, to do those forgiveness, to do those gratitude rituals, to do that, writing out the letters, symbolically burning things, all of that, right? And I feel like it's a huge thing to really, with it being a full moon in Libra, to really weigh out those options of, to weigh out seeing things from a kind of higher perspective, and to see that you and these karmic people come into each other's lives, because whether you realize it or not, because the pain will blind us to the lesson that these karmic people come into our lives to hand us, right? The pain, the anger, but once you start quieting your ego and you start doing that inner child work, and you can really take those blinders off and see that these people, these places, these situations, they came into your life because they did mirror something inside of you. You and this person, this place, this thing, this energy are so much more alike than you realize, right? And it might have been very hurtful, or it might have been, might have really kind of like slapped your ego, right? To realize that. But eventually you get to a place where you're like, I really see. You came into my life to teach me that I really, really, really needed to let go of all of these things. I'm personally not at the place. I can be at a place where I can be thankful to the universe, to spirit, to my higher self, to me when I made my contracts. Thank you. Thank you, person, energy before I was G, right? Thank you. I really appreciate you for offering me the opportunity to let go of this. Because it is a very beautiful opportunity, even though I chose through past actions to go through it the very hurtful way. I'm not at the place yet where I feel gratitude towards my particular version of the karmic energies. And it's not just one particular person. It's, I feel like I'm burning through a lot of the major karmic lesson, like the major karmic lesson in my lifetime, in this lifetime. And I can feel myself shifting. I can feel myself shifting. I can feel myself changing. I can feel that energy, and I can definitely feel it in the collective, and it's okay. And it's okay if it takes us time. It's okay, right? It's okay. You just know, right, that you're not running away from it. You just know that you're facing it. You just know that it is what it is now. And you can really, and whether or not it's in big chunks or whether it's little by little, really start letting go of the shame or the guilt. Get yourself out of that shame, guilt, depression cycle, right? About it. To really, really, really start healing from it. Doing the really deep healing, right? I'm so proud of you guys for all of the work. And I'm proud of myself too. I'm proud of all of us, right? For how much work we've been putting in and what we've been doing and the steps we've been taking to move ourselves forward. And I don't want to make this like a too crazy long, let's chat, but I just wanted to say those things to you. Like I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I think I am Yeah, I think I am gonna pull a few Moonology cards on this. But then I'll try to wrap that up pretty quickly so the video doesn't get too long for you guys. And I think that that's kind of where I want to leave it with the before the full moon energy. I know that I normally do like a really long, like they usually end up being like an hour and a half, 2 hour long videos. That I do readings that I do around the full moon energy because there's usually so much, but I don't really feel as called to make a really long like cards reading. I felt really drawn to just speak on it, speak off the cuff, just speak from the heart about it, to touch on some things that I just felt like I really need to talk about. You know, it takes time to get to a place where you can stop looking for other people. I just wanted to touch on this before I go, or before I move to the cards. It takes a long time to get to that place where you are or where you stop looking for other people to be that person to give you that safe space, and you work on yourself enough to give that safe space to your inner child, right? Where you're like, you can stop looking for the men or the women, for the partners in your life, for your parents, for your friends to hold that space for you. I will hold that space for you. I will be that person for you. I will be that person telling you that you are brilliant and that you are beautiful and that you are incredibly creative, and that you have the capability to be anything and everything that you want to be. You do not have to exist in the space of what other people have projected onto you. You can be your own self, and who you are is fucking brilliant and is wonderful. right? And just shine as bright as you can, baby, right? I think right now would be a great time to do a lot of meditations, particularly like inner child visualizations of just saying those things to your inner child, seeing yourself. Maybe even if you have a heart, like literally like getting pictures of yourself as a child and just saying those things to you. Maybe even writing that letter to your inner child, you know, and burning it and sending that love and that energy and, you know, and everything, and telling the universe that you take back those parts of yourself that you gave to other people, wanting them to be that for you and claiming it for yourself. And if you guys know, here recently, Spirit loves to give you guys little homework sessions, especially around the new moon and full moon energy. And I feel like that's you guys' homework session. Okay. I want you guys, if you're down for it, right, to journal about it, to write that letter out to yourself, to sit down and look at that picture of your inner self and tell yourself all the things that you've always wanted, whoever it was that never gave you that energy, and give it to yourself and say, I am holding this space for you. I am strong enough now to do this for you, to be that for you. We don't have to be scared like we were before, because we have us, right? And we all have each other out there in the collective, sending each other and sending each other's inner child that beautiful love and light, right? You guys, I just feel so much wonderful energy from you guys. I'm so grateful. Woo! All right. Give me just a second. I'm going to set up the cards and we're going to come back and pull a few cards and we'll finish this out, okay? All right, you guys. So here. Yep. So step out of your comfort zone. This is all a part of your divine plan. It's all a part of how things are working out exactly when and where they're supposed to. And it's all a part of stepping into this North Node energy, this journey that we've all been going on here in the collective of stepping into this North Node energy, right? And letting this new romantic cycle begin, right? This new romantic cycle of self-love. Yes, you might be feeling very emotional in this time. It's okay. You know, if you feel like you need to cry, allow yourself to cry. If you feel like you need to purge, allow yourself to purge. You feel like you need to put your face in a pillow and scream about some things that you went through, do it. You know, it's okay. Don't smother your emotions. Allow yourself to flourish from them, right? The answers you need are coming. So a lot of you, exactly, right? Your emotions are running high. And for a lot of you, you've been having this feeling of why? Well, why did that happen? And why did this happen? And how come, you know, how come it's, for some of you, it's how come this has been so hard to let go of? You know, I've been trying for so hard to just move on from it, right? And Spirit is saying that new start energy is coming for you, right? I feel like a lot of you have already felt this new start really coming already, really starting. You know, you've been feeling an energetic change and a shift in your energy. Yeah. You're feeling a lot more like this, you know, this energy with this new moon in Cancer here, like you and your love, you and the people that you really care about feel a lot more connected, or feel a lot more on the other side of it. It's a new energy of you not questioning so much why, and having the trusting yourself to have yourself, to have that safe space for yourself, right? You and your loved ones are safe, right? You are having and holding that safe space for yourself. And this could have been something that for a long time you felt was impossible, or this was issues that you felt like, I'll probably have to hold this scar for the rest of my, or hold this wound for the rest of my life. And Spirit is saying that for a lot of you, no, for a lot of you, it is going to heal. And it might be a scar that's there that reminds you every once in a while of it, but it's not going to be that kind of like open wound energy like it has felt like in the past. Yeah. It's okay right now, especially around the full moon. If your energies are feeling like they're running a little high, it's okay. I feel like for most of you, the energy, it's not a lot of anger. I feel like a lot of us have worked through the anger of it. I feel like that for most of us, it's this kind of energy of, right, like the big exhale, like, okay, um, acceptance and love and grace and gratitude on the other side of it, right? A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. I really feel like you are coming into an energy now that the universe, coming into a mindset, excuse me, let me rephrase that, a mindset that the universe is really actually giving to you instead of taking from you, right? This isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, for your development, for you. This isn't, you know, a terrible universe that just takes from you and takes from you and takes all these opportunities for love and takes all these opportunities for a happy childhood, you know, etc., things like that, right? It's more like a universe that's giving you the opportunity to have something different now than you've ever had before. Yeah. The end of a tough cycle approaches, right? The end of this always searching for the whys and for the how comes and for the, you know, just the question marks of, you know, why me? Why do I have to endure this? Why did I have to go through this? And now you're kind of seeing, right? In that enlightenment, you know, kind of takes away a little bit of that pain and anger and replaces it with understanding, right? Your dreams need a practical plan came out here, right? I think that you had to take a lot of this spiritual knowledge that you have been gathering and make, you know, and do those practical real life things, right? Really putting it into practice, really doing that meditation, really doing that journaling, really having those conversations, calm and understanding conversations with people, friends, and family, and things that you needed to have, addressing those things out loud that you've maybe been, you know, knocking back to the back of your mind, telling yourself, I'm over it, I'm over it. You know, and really allowing yourself to actually process it. And with that, you know, your confidence is gathering, as well as, you know, the prosperity of what you, of the abundance that you allow to come into your life. Yeah. You know, with these emotions here, with your emotions running high, your commitment was being tested, and you're realizing that it wasn't your commitment to shut off your emotions, to stay calm. It was a commitment to yourself to know, allow yourself to exist in these emotions. Don't smother them. Allow them to be your guide to your healing, right? Don't tell yourself over and over and over again that you're over it, you're fine, you're over it, or don't allow other people telling you should move on, you should be over it, you know, especially the same people that caused you that pain, right? It's, but it's also, it's allowing those emotions to come up to the surface, but it's also allowing them to exist in a different way, or for you to, for them to be manifested in a different way, for them to come into your physical reality in a different way, instead of lashing out, instead of overly attaching, instead of codependency. You know, you're learning how to transmute that into energy that you can turn into healing and peace and prosperity and understanding for yourself, right? And you're very close to achieving this, right? You're very close to achieving your goals of letting this go. And, you know, it's a process, but you're closer than you feel like you are, Spirit wants to say. And you always have been. You just needed to realize it. Exactly. And as you go forward on this, prosperity lies ahead. And I feel the frustration that for a lot of you, because you might have been hearing for months, for years on end, that you're closer, that you're closer, you're closer than you expect. And Spirit also wants to remind you that time in the spirit world flows differently for them, you know, that the fact that you're handling this karma or this in this lifetime is very quickly, you know. You could have been working on it. Well, Spirit is saying, well, the thought that you're handling it in a couple of years versus the fact that it's took you the last 5 lifetimes to get over this. You know, you've been working on this particular wound or this particular thing for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 400 years, how many ever lifetimes you've been working on this. Spirit is saying, thinking that you've been spending the last few months or the last few years working on it is like that compared to the fact that you've maybe been putting this off for lifetimes, right? That you're just blazing through it, right? Expect, Spirit's like, Tower card. Expect a powerful change because you are just boom. In spiritual terms, in your lifetime, the terms of your lifetime, how long it's taken you, or like if this is something that happened in your childhood, and this is something you've been carrying for the last 20 years, thinking I've been dealing with this for months, or I've been dealing with this for the past few, really actively trying to heal from the past 5 years. Well, you've been holding it for 20 or 30 years. Saying that you've gone through this and you've made as much progress as you had, be honest with yourself. How much progress have you made in the last few months, in the last few years, in the last 2 or 3 years, since even just like 2019, 2020, and so many people? Think how far you've come in your progress just in the past several years as opposed to the last 20 years of your life. Spirit said, when you think about it like that, you're like freaking mad running, chasing, like speed racer, like boom, blazing through it. Like Spirit's like, give yourself your roses, right? And Spirit said, I understand that it's been weighing on you for a long time. So you're like, get this off of me. I'm tired of it. But you're doing so much work and they're so proud of you. And on the and your abundance and your prosperity is just going to open up with every single bit of this that you chip off, right? Exactly. A new romantic cycle is beginning. Not just, as it comes to, romantic love, but also just this more romance in general. You being in love with your life, you being in love with the world, in love with your career, in love with yourself, right? In love with what you're doing and how you feel about yourself and how you're walking through this lifetime. It's a major shift to go from I'm this hurt child walking through life to I'm a fully actualized, person that has done a lot of, that has done so much emotional and mental and physical growth in this life. So Spirit is saying, damn, right? Like, damn, a time for healing, and that's what you signed up for in this lifetime, was to go through all this healing, was to go something very major, and there's going to be a major payoff on the other side of it, right? Luck is on your side, right? On the other side of this, you are finally, luck is finally on your side for you to really fortune, right? Your destiny is on your side for you to deal with all of this karma from your past. The time is now for you to release all this negativity, for you to release it, to let go of it, to face it, right? For you to say, I'm not going to run away from all these adjustments the universe has been begging me to make. I'm going to make them so this new romantic cycle can begin in my life, right? I'm going to have faith in myself and have faith. They're not going to seem like dreams. It's not going to seem like the impossible. It's not going to seem like, oh, if only I could let go of this. If only I could be this person. If only I could be confident. If only I could be like that confident person, loving myself and taking care of myself and being in healthy romantic and platonic relationships with friends and family who love me and, a life that I'm in love with. You can. Hold your vision of it. It's not a dream. It's a reality. That's why you're here healing this, right? It doesn't have to be that dream, that vision, that faraway place anymore. You're so much closer to it than you've ever been. And Spirit is saying you just need to see that it's not a dream. It's a fully actualized reality. And the energy of you realizing that is gaining so much momentum, like it's here, right? So just go. Spirit is saying, just go, just keep going. You got it, right? You got this. That's what they keep saying. You got this. Yeah. So work through any fears that you have about this, okay? Work through those childhood fears, work through those, those issues, that inner child, peeking its way out, and, just be that kind and loving voice, and space for yourself that you've been needing. Yeah. And balance all this spiritual energy that you've been, bringing in yourself, and balance that inside your body as well. So remember that it's not just about up here, it's also about here, right? It's also about here, not just in your energy body, but also in this physical body too. So for a lot of you, could have been dealing with aches, with pains, with headaches, with the need for drinking a lot more water, the need with, matching that up with getting your body out there, being more active, getting up, getting movement, your physical body around you, as in like your house, your home, your space, all of that. We've been talking about all of that, doing upgrades to all of those things this whole year, and the energy of everything has just been lining up one after the other for this to really happen, right? And you have the knowledge that it is happening. So do the practical, real world, physical things to mirror all of the spiritual work that you've been doing as well. And I feel like a lot of you have. But life can get away with us, like, getting up and taking care of kids and families and paying bills and all of that, and then just dealing with all the heaviness of all this, of the psychological issues that you've been facing as well. Spirit is saying, that could be weighing really heavily in your body. So take the time to give your body the nourishment and the rest that it needs as well. Speaking of that, I feel like this is the energy you've been in, and this meditate, contemplate here in your mind. And Spirit is saying it's time for your body and for the world around you to really mirror what you've already realized in your mind and in your soul, right? Which is this life that you want, this body that you want, this mentality that you want. It's not a fantasy. It's real. Right? It might not look exactly the way that you visioned it, but the feeling will be there, and it will be real. Exactly. So just bring this love that you need here to yourself, right? Pour that love into yourself, and it's time to take action to do that, right? To really do these homework assignments, to really do this. And a lot of you have been, and so it's really paying off, right? Everything that you invest, every moment that you invest into yourself, into really developing yourself, is going to pay off. Spirit said it's going to pay off. You are always worth the investment. Always worth the investment. So don't let your ego, don't let your fears, don't let that scared inner child that got told that they weren't worthy, or that they couldn't do it, or they weren't smart enough, they weren't brave enough, they weren't pretty enough. Whatever it was that you were told, whatever it was you were made to think, whether or not you heard it or you saw it, right? If people told you with their words, or told you with their actions, or told you a mix of the two, it's not really about them anymore. It's about you. Yeah. What did I say? Take this up. Sorry, just 1 second. Sorry about that. But take that big deep breath that I was talking about, right? Take time to breathe out. Take that time to release that. Release that from your body. And that Spirit saying that you might have a lot of things that your body is asking you to do physically right now, that's going to help you release all of the things that you've been holding on to for so long, right? So I'm hearing that for some of you, like there's so much tension in your body. If you can manage to do it, Spirit is saying that for some of you, you really need to go get a massage, right? that investment is worth it in yourself, right? It's really going to help release a lot of the physical tension in your body that's been coming out. Yeah. And also relieving a lot of the psychological trauma. Like our body will show the signs of psychological trauma too, right? And that your spirit guides, your spirit team, and you and your higher self are really going to be moving more onto dealing with the physical symptoms that you've had from all of the psychological trauma that you've dealt with whatever it is. That's kind of the next stage of the journey that you're really going to be getting into. You're going to be a lot more in your physical body. Yeah, because just now that you've done a lot of the mental and psychological adjustments, your body, your exterior is going to start reflecting that. Not only in your home and your space and your prosperity and things that are coming into your life, but also your actual physical body is going to really start mirroring that as well. Yeah. I was like, why did I pick up this luck is on your side again? So I could remove it and see that surrender to the divine. Right? With this full moon energy is about surrendering to the divine plan. It's all okay, right? You're stepping back, you're looking at the bigger picture, and all the hard work that you've been doing is really paying off, okay? So just step back and look at the bigger picture. Your spirit guides have got the bigger picture. So understand that all the hard work that you have been doing, you know, you needed to do that work in here, in here, in here first, right? Now it can start. Now it has an energetic pathway to come physically into your life, right? And it's all been a part of this divine plan for this to happen for you. All right, lovelies, that's what I have for you. Okay. I might also kind of, I really don't want to, should I? Maybe. I'll think about it some more. We'll see. If you guys see it, I also might I'll probably just tag down below, you know, for those that want the card reading of it. I might upload it in a separate video as well, like with just the card version of this. Just the card read version of what's going on right now with this full moon energy. Because I know a lot of you, not all of you want to sit there and listen to me talk about it. Some people just are coming here for just the cards, right? So I get that. So I'll tag it down below. I might possibly, you know, put it in a separate video as well. All right, thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Like I said, like always, let me know if this resonated for you in the comment section down below. You're welcome to start to, you know, to share your stories or whatever that's happening right now in this full moon energy. You're welcome to talk about it down below as always. And as well as always, if you like the content, please give it a like. It really helps me out. You know, if you're here and you're observing, I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, think about subscribing, especially if you like the content. Hit that bell notification, okay, so you can know when I upload my videos. I really appreciate it. Check out all the links down below where there is a link to reach out to me to get my contact information so that you can get a personal reading or donate or tip to the channel, or if you feel guided to check out my online shop where you guys can see the card decks that I produce, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Good luck out there. I'm so proud of you guys for all the work. I hope this brought the love, light, and clarity, excuse me, to the situation. And I will see you in the next one, all right? Bye.